Hello, students. Here we are ready for our lab activity on primitive plants, more specifically, algae, different types of algae. So if you haven't done so already, open your books to page 98, page 98. And at the top of the page, the problem reads, what are some similarities and differences between types of algae? Now, keep in mind that today's lab, you are going to be examining samples of algae under magnification. So other than just brown, red, and green, I mean, those are obvious differences that we've talked about in our notes this week. Think of other possible similarities and differences that might exist between these different types of algae before you continue on with the lab activity. So at this time, think about the problem again. What are some similarities and differences between types of algae that we're going to be examining under magnification? Take a moment and write your hypothesis. Welcome back. So here for our virtual lab, we are going to be performing the algae lab using images taken under magnification. Not a bad idea for you to be reviewing the parts of a microscope and how microscopes are used before we actually use them in the laboratory. But for today's lab, we're going to be examining or observing 4 different types of algae under both low power and high power magnification. And you're going to be recording your observations on page 98 of your science book, right in your observation section. I would encourage you, if you don't have any available to you right now, find some colored pencils or markers, crayons, something colorful that you can utilize in addition to a pencil to make your illustrations as accurate as you possibly can. So here are the 4 different types of algae we're going to be examining in this order. First, we have Eulothrix. Everybody look at the word and say it with me. Eulothrix. Almost sounds like a mean algae, doesn't it? Eulothrix. The next one we'll be examining is a little bit more lighthearted, and it is pronounced Oregonium. So look at the word and say it with me. Oregonium. No. You have to say it just like I've said it. Oregonium. Very good. Very good. Then third one is my favorite for various reasons. Not only do I think it's cool to look at, but I used to dream about having a rock band. And if I ever had a rock band someday, I would want to name it this third type of algae because it's just so cool sounding in my ears anyway. It's called Spirogyra. Yeah, and when you say this word, you kind of have to air guitar too. Are you ready? Spirogyra. Say it with me. Come on, it's really cool. Spirogyra. Oh yeah, Spirogyra. And finally, our 4th and final sample for today is called mixed algae. Let's all say that together. Mixed algae. So again, we've got Eulothrix, Oregonium, Spirogyra, and mixed algae. So these are the samples that we'll be checking out. So let's proceed now in our observation section with an illustration of each. Now, for each of these samples, I'm first going to show you a picture of what it looks like in the real world, in water, in situ, they might say, or in solution. You don't have to draw that, okay? Then I'm going to show you what it appears under magnification for low power, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like under high power. As I show you each of the low power, high power, I would encourage you to pause the video as long as you need to in order to draw what you observe. So let's begin with Eulothrix. Yes, it looks like nasty pond scum because that is exactly what Eulothrix is. Nasty pond scum. You can even see the lily pad there floating around. But examined under the microscope gives you a different perspective of Eulothrix. This is Eulothrix under low power. Pause the video to make your illustration in the appropriate place in your lab book. And this is Eulothrix under high power magnification. Again, pause the video and make your observations in the appropriate place. Next, we have Oregonium. And yes, it looks like more pond scum, doesn't it? You don't have to draw this one. This is just what it looks like in nature. Oregonium. But under low power magnification, here's what it looks like. Oregonium under low power. Pause the video and draw your observations. Under high power, check this out. Oregonium under high power. Pause the video and make your observations. Next, we've got my favorite, Spirogyra. Yeah, Spirogyra. It actually even looks cool as pond scum. It's kind of light and fluffy. Yeah, man. So check out the Spirogyra. First, under low power magnification, pause the video and observe. And O'Reilly, I hit the wrong button. All right, there it again is Spirogyra under low power. And next, I got so distracted with the cool Spirogyra, I was hitting the wrong buttons. Here's Spirogyra under high power. Check it out. Does this look cool or what? Can you see why it's my favorite? Kind of looks like a slinky, doesn't it? All right, Spirogyra under high power. Pause the video and make your observations. And finally, we have mixed algae. We've got mixed algae, a little assortment of a lot of different things, all mixed algae. And here we have some mixed algae under low power magnification. A little bit tough to see. The light is rather bright, but pause the video and make your observations. And finally, here's mixed algae under high power magnification. Pause the video and make your observations. So we have made various observations and you've recorded your illustrations in your lab book. And when you are finished with your observations and you've made your conclusion, make sure you write your conclusion in a way that answers and addresses the problem itself. Then I'd like you to go back to Google Classroom and continue with the next part of today's assignment. So I hope you enjoyed looking at the various types of algae today. Perhaps you have a favorite. Let me know which one your favorite is in Google Classroom for the assignment today. And don't forget to study for tomorrow's quiz on primitive plants. So until then, I'll say bye-bye.